Welcome back to AgriTalk at the Illinois State Fair, Springfield, Illinois Agriculture Day. Joining us now is Jim Reed, president of the Illinois Corn Growers Association. Jim, thank you for being with us. I know there's a real emphasis with Illinois agriculture groups on getting these free trade agreements passed.
That's right, and we've been hoping. These have been negotiated since 2006, and they've kind of been withering on the vine since then. A lot of these are very important to farmers in the United States, and especially corn growers in the Colombia Free Trade Agreement. Colombia has been an emerging market over the last several years. They were rated in 2010 as the #1 friendliest environment to do business in Latin America. They've got the second fastest growing population in Central and South America, and they've got the third largest economy in that region. At one time, we represented 95% of the imports of corn to Colombia, and we've since then dropped down to right around 25%.
That's a big part of this. Not only what market share can we gain with these free trade agreements, but try to recapture what we've lost.
Yeah, and that's very difficult once you've lost those markets to try to regain them. It takes much more effort to do so once other competitors have kind of stepped in to fill that void. So it really takes a lot more resources to do that, not to mention the loss in sales dollars coming back to the U.S. economy. In 2008, we were selling $315 million worth of corn to Colombia, and now we're down to, we'd hope to regain some of that.
Well, we keep hearing that they have things in place to move after they get back from their August recess, so perhaps September that vote will take place. Something long overdue. Now, let's talk about the Farm Bill, which is, something else we're going to start focusing more and more on. What, in particular, concerns Illinois corn growers as you hear about the cutting that's being proposed and what's going to happen with the Farm Bill?
Well, our producers told us that the crop insurance is the major leg of safety net that they hope to maintain. And as certainly the budget constraints are the primary shadow over the whole Farm Bill debate as it begins to take place. And that's really what we talked about at our national convention last March, was investigating transitioning direct payments into improving the safety net. We've looked at a number of ways to try to improve acre, a number of ways to try to make crop insurance function better. And we hope that at the end of the day, whatever number that we get to work with, that we can make a meaningful safety net work within that structure.
It's hard to really pin anything down at this point till we know what that number is.
That's right, but we've had to start looking at numbers in certain scenarios, because right now we're going to have 12 people in the next 90 days that are going to make some big decisions, and there are 25,000 registered lobbyists in Washington that are going to be trying to influence those 12 people. I would hope that at the end of the day, whatever number they come up with, that they would refer it back to the ag committees to try to define the specifics within that discussion, rather than 12 people who maybe are not familiar with ag to try to do that.
Before we let you go, let's kind of get a snapshot of the crop conditions around the state. I know they vary, but a lot of the state still needs some water, even though the northern part's been getting some here lately, in some places too much maybe.
Yeah, it's a real mixed bag throughout the state this year. We had areas on the east side of the state that were very late planting, areas in the south part of the state that were late planting. In our area around Monticello, we actually got in pretty timely, but we've only had an inch of rain since the 1st of June to last Saturday night, when we got another 3/4 of an inch, but we kind of paid for it in that we got some significant hail along with that rain.
So I think still optimistic, a pretty good crop here in Illinois. Maybe not, probably not the crop that had been projected earlier.
Yeah, this isn't going to be the bin buster, the record level crop that we'd hoped for to really do what we wanted to in the marketplace. But even in our areas, and we kind of compare this to the '88 drought with the amount of rainfall and heat we've had, but I think our yields are going to be much better because of the technology and the hybrids that we have today that have really helped bring that along.
Very good. Good to talk with you, Jim. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Jim Reed, president of the Illinois Corn Growers Association. All right, still to come, we'll talk with Illinois Attorney General Lisa Madigan. We'll talk with folks from Farm Credit. We'll also talk with Tom Jennings, the Illinois Ag Director, and we'll talk with Phil Nelson, president of the Illinois Farm Bureau. Again, our thanks to Illinois Farm Bureau for letting us use their stage here at the State Fair. All right, stay with us. Much more to come. It's halftime on AgriTalk.